Hey everyone, back tuning into today's video. We're going to have a look at weather for the next 8 to 10 days. In today's video, taking us into June, quite bit into June actually, up to the end of the first week anyway. So yeah, we're going to have a look at weather going into June today. It looks like it'll be pretty unsettled really through next week. We'll have a look at the charts in a moment. Before I get on with the video, just I've mentioned advertising this video ads on my pages at GazWeatherBiz.com, and if you hit play on the video ad, you'll be supporting GazWeatherBiz.com. Thanks very much for doing that. So here we have the Central England temperature for 2014 from Hadley. Just see where May is coming in. Another warmer than average month, but the anomaly is less than we've had through 2014 so far. So here, January at 5.7, which is an anomaly of 1.9. February 6.2, an anomaly of 2.4. Very, very warm February. March 7.6, anomaly of 2 degrees. April 10.2, an anomaly of 2.3. So generally been running around 2 degrees, something like that, above average. I'll say a little bit less of an anomaly this month, coming out at 12.5 provisionally to yesterday. That's an anomaly of 1.5 degrees below average, so still above average, but not 2 degrees or over 2 degrees above average as we have been running. I think that may be corrected down a little bit more actually at the end of May, because I had some cold nights at the start of May, you may remember. Did have some pretty cold nights during the first week. I'm not sure that they was really picked up on all that well by Hadley when they occurred. So once we get to the end of the month, we may get a bit more of a downwards correction than we normally do. So it may be that at the end of the month we just come out around a degree above average. Still warmer than average, still continuing the very warm first half of 2014, but I say slightly less of above average anomaly compared to all the months so far. I'll keep you posted on that, see how much of a correction we did actually get. So as we go through to the 8 to 10 day period, let's have a look at the 500 millibar height anomaly flow charts. We've got the ECWF here on the left, the GFS is on the right. As you know, 500 millibars, 80,000 feet, is basically where it's taking place. We've got high pressure and low pressure being moved around by the jet stream running above, and of course that is essentially what weather is, a movement of air masses by the jet stream. Now blue is extrapolating to below average heights, orange is extrapolating to above average heights, so that's low pressure and high pressure respectively. So for 8 to 10 days time, we've got a big trough of low pressure here to the west and the southwest of the British Isles on the ECWF, a very deep trough really for the time of year. That's of course into June, so yeah, really quite deep trough there. The GFS also has that trough of low pressure, though it's perhaps not quite as deep, but it's a little bit more to the south of the country actually, with signs of this area of high pressure up to the north and the northeast, perhaps just becoming more influential as it moves towards us, and this low pressure perhaps becoming cut off down to the south. But certainly on the ECWF, the low pressure is very dominant, even at 8 to 10 days time, sitting out to the west or just to the southwest of the country. This ridge of high pressure up to the north isn't as influential as it is on the GFS. Whichever chart you choose to believe, it's going to be very unsettled through the first week or so of the June. You're going to have more showers or longer spells of rain. This is backed up by the GFS temperature and precipitation ensembles. Let's deal with precipitation spikes first of all, and we have got a drier spell coming up for the next day or two, but from around Sunday, the 1st of June, yeah, the precipitation spikes are coming back with conviction. Going through the first week of June, lots of precipitation spikes there, so there'll be further showers, long spells of rain. This is the ensemble for Manchester, a very wet place at the best of times, but it does indicate how unsettled things are going to be. And actually I can show you the ensemble for London, which paints a very similar picture, actually not quite as wet as up in Manchester, but nevertheless the London ensemble still have lots of precipitation spikes going through next week, so it will be an unsettled week. The temperatures are going to be running around where we should be. Actually the red line here, as you know, is where temperatures should be in terms of the upper atmosphere this time of year. A little bit above average, but not really anything to write home about. We're going to keep it generally around the average as we go through the first week of the month. As we get through to the second week of the month, though, 8th of June is just there. There is signs that we're going to be turning it warmer through the second week of June into the middle of the month. We're going to have a look at why that happens in a moment, but just perhaps the indications there that there's a bit of a warming trend going on through the second week of June. That won't be enough to impact things for the next week, though. The temperature anomaly for the 29th of May to the 6th of June shows that we're going to be around, or perhaps even a little bit below average. Certainly nothing to write home about in terms of those temperatures. And as has been the case for the last couple of weeks, the precipitation anomaly for the 29th of May to 6th of June is coming out above average. Not desperately wet, but certainly on the wetter side of average for just about most of the country, around 150% of the average for this time of the year. So have a look at the generic charts. Here's how we go into Monday on the GFS model, and it's a slightly unsettled scene really, bringing a trough of low pressure, or a trough through across the country anyway on Monday. Things deteriorate then through the week as this area of low pressure comes in off the Atlantic, takes over the pattern. So by midweek it's very unsettled. Low pressure in situ over the country will be bringing showers or longer spells of rain. We saw it on the height anomaly flow chart and on the ensemble. It will be unsettled going through next week. When that low pressure starts to slip to the south as we get through to Thursday the 5th, still enough to keep it showery at the very least, so across many parts of the country. And then as we move through towards the 10-day period, which takes us through to Sunday the 8th of June, it's still pretty unsettled really. Got this ridge of high pressure trying to come in off the Atlantic, but really low pressure to the south and the east is still there, still producing showers or long spells of rain. Particularly I think for England and Wales, this ridge of high pressure will probably be drying things out for Scotland, but for England and Wales there will still be risk of heavy showers, possibly longer spells of rain as well. The ECMWF backs this up. Here's the trough coming through for the start of next week. As we go through toward the middle of next week, the low pressure firmly takes over the pattern, so it is going to be unsettled through to the middle of next week. Low pressure will be dominating with showers or longer spells of rain. We get a dry couple of days. I have to emphasise this, a dry couple of days for Friday, Saturday. Showers will come back then on Sunday, and then after that it's a deterioration with a very unsettled pattern by the time we get through to Thursday the 5th of June. Moving through towards the day 10 period, which takes us through to Sunday the 8th of June. Well, still below pressure to the west and the southwest of the country. Saw it on the height anomaly flow chart, low pressure sitting there to the west and the southwest. Quite influential. Will be enough to produce showers or longer spells of rain at the very least. The GEM, again, it's a very similar idea through the start of next week, bringing this trough through. May take a little bit longer to push the trough through into the middle of next week, but eventually it's there by Wednesday. The low pressure is over the country, producing showers or longer spells of rain. And then we keep it unsettled really through next week. This low pressure sort of to the west and the southwest, probably throwing up bands of showers, maybe some spells of rain as well. Day 10, Sunday the 8th, shows this quite deep low pressure down to the southwest. We'd have to watch that. Probably overdone though, but the general idea is that it's still showery. And notice quite a lot, the other models don't have this, but quite a lot of northern blocking there setting up around Greenland. That's never a very good sign in summer, so we have to watch out for that. But I think that's a bit overdone. I'm not sure about the GM Day 10 chart. Now finally, just quickly coming back to where things may go after that, I did say there's a bit of a warming trend within the GFS ensemble. Let's just have a quick look at what the GFS does for its extended range. I have to emphasise this is a long way out. This is taking us into the second week of June, 300 hours away, but the idea is that we do build high pressure in as we get through to the second week of the month. That would settle things down and warm things up a lot. There's a very nice high pressure really taking over there across the country by the end of the run, which is 384 hours away. It's right up the very extended range. It's Saturday the 14th of June, but the high pressure is there. That would turn it much drier and also potentially very warm, with temperatures getting up towards around 25, possibly 26 degrees, the upper 70s Fahrenheit. So there is that warming trend within the GFS model as we get through towards the second week and then on into the middle of June. It's a long way out, so don't be running away with the idea that that's how things pan out. And within the reliable time frame, we're looking at a cooler and unsettled spell again, I'm afraid, next week. We'll have a look at the further range into June and possibly into July, actually, tomorrow when we get the update from the Japanese model. It'll be JMA Friday, so come back for that if you're interested in what may happen later on in June. We'll have a look at the Japanese, probably also have a look at the CFS, maybe the Asian Climate Centre as well, so a bit of a longer range update tomorrow. But whatever happens mid-June, the idea is certainly that for the first week of June, we're unsettled with showers, long spells of rain. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.